Hi, Libra. Welcome to your March 2016 love reading. It's Raina here. So, you can't make this stuff up. I just finished Leo's love reading and I was remarking about how I'm picking the same cards over and over again. And I do shuffle them, but I also kind of just separate little piles sometimes. And I picked the Ace of Pentacles in the first position, just like I did for Leo, for you. And I've been picking that card over and over again. And the Ace of Pentacles can indicate somebody that's starting a new job. And now that I've been picking this over and over again, I'm wondering if there are a lot of people that are going to a new job because, with the economy, this flux that we're seeing constant shifts. It is possible that things are much more fluid nowadays. And so starting a new job is par for the course in today's global economy. But it could also mean that you are starting a relationship with somebody who is an earth sign. And the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And so that's a possibility as well. It also can mean that you received a lump of money. I said for Leo that could be due to divorce. It can always be due to a divorce settlement. With you, I feel like that could be for some of you the case as well, because your message from the universe is the Six of Swords, which is moving away from troubled waters. So perhaps this is the result of that, where you were able to receive a settlement from a divorce case, and now you're starting your own life. It could also mean that you received it from some other entity, like family member, or it came out of the blue. Someone decided to gift you. Maybe it's an inheritance. Maybe it's some sort of loan for a business that you've been wanting to start. But whatever this money is or this situation is, I picked a card as to why this is happening, and I got the 10 of Cups, and this is like a card of celebration. It can relate to family being a 10, so maybe it does have to do with inheritance. But I feel like there is some sort of joy that is precipitating you receiving a little windfall. And so maybe you have recently reunited with your family, or maybe this is going to happen in the near future if this makes sense to you, and you are celebrating with your family that you got out of a bad marriage, and this money is coming through to you to help you get on your feet. So that would be really cool. And as I say, the higher message is a Six of Swords. Now, your element of air is connected to swords. So it's about the realm of thought. And in the tarot, swords can represent strife in a person's life. And if you look at the swords suit overall and the different meanings of the different numbered cards, you will see that there's a lot of conflict associated with them, typically. And so this is a great card because you're making the decision to choose peace. And you are the sign that always wants peace. But sometimes I find that a lot of Librans attract conflict to them for whatever reason. I personally believe that a lot of this has to do with a tendency to want peace so much that you're willing to go along to get along. And that in itself is not being authentic. And when you're not authentic, another person doesn't know the real you. And eventually you will be very unhappy pretending to be something that you're not. And I think this is probably a very common situation with those born under the sign of Libra. You have to be authentic because then other people can get to know you. And if they don't approve of who you are, then there are other people who will. And that's all there is to it. And it's not the end of the world if somebody disapproves of you or if somebody doesn't agree with you. And so the advice is the Empress card, which happens to correlate to the planet Venus and also the sign of Libra. So this is you being you. And the best qualities of this, now this is kind of an earthy energy, so I have always said that I personally believe that it should be connected to Taurus rather than Libra, because Taurus is an earth sign also ruled by Venus. And this is a mother energy. And this may be a situation where you have been not sure whether or not to have a child. And maybe you were in a contentious marriage and you didn't want to bring a child into that. And if that's the case, that makes a lot of sense. Or it could be that you are currently a mother and now you'll be able to properly mother your child because you have taken your child out of an inharmonious situation. And this will allow you to concentrate on your role as a mother. For other people, this can be a card of embracing your sensual side, and maybe you've been a little bit too austere or somehow disconnected from your femininity or your sensuality, and this is just advising you to do that for the sake of the relationship. What crosses you is the Chariot card, and the Chariot is actually a very positive major arcana card, and it's in the upright position also, but one of the aspects of the Chariot is somebody who is single-minded in purpose, and especially if this Ace of Pentacles at the beginning of the reading relates to a career that you are very much involved with, or especially if it's a new position, or somebody who has started a business, it's saying that you're being too one-pointed, too absorbed in only one thing, and that you have to spread yourself around if you want to attract a partner and get to know somebody thoroughly before you get involved with them. You have to devote time to that, as well as those people who are in relationships that may be a bit rocky. You're going to have to dedicate time, invest time in that relationship if you expect it to thrive. And maybe this is one of the reasons why the relationship has been suffering, is that not enough time has been dedicated to it. What is on your side in March and what helps you out is becoming more like the Hermit, another major arcana card. And this is a card of introspection and going within. And Libra is a very social sign. It's very outward. It's a yang, masculine energy, kind of expressing itself in the world. And this is about being more contemplative and, being apart from the world. And I believe that it's really good for Librans to make a point to do this, because I don't feel that this is something that comes naturally for many of you. And of course, this is a general reading, so I'm generalizing about the qualities that I see in Libra by itself. Obviously, Librans also have, a moon sign, a Venus and Mars, and other things going on that affect how they think and feel and express themselves. So if you've been through a really difficult relationship and you maybe even are still in one, it really pays to take some time out and reflect and see, whether or not this relationship has any kind of potential. And for those who are single and looking, to kind of see what kind of patterns you have been exhibiting in the past that are contributing to your present situation, and why you attract certain types of people over and over again. Because the people that tend to have the most cycles of over and over again, bad things happening, are people who do not act like the Hermit at all and do not engage in any introspection, and who just tend to go from one person to the other and never really stop and reflect on whether or not they are engaged in healthy behavior. And I just want to say right now that in my love readings, this is the kind of thing that I look at in your natal chart, is if there are patterns that I can detect that can help you to kind of by seeing how you are acting, maybe in an unconscious way, you can change course and really attract what you deserve. And so I'm offering a special on my longer love readings right now. If you click on the link below, you can see more about that and my other offerings. But yeah, so that would be very helpful for you to be more introspective during March. The outcome is the Seven of Cups, which is a card that some people attribute to confusion and not knowing which decision to make, indecision. But in this context, I feel like it's showing you that you have choice, that you have many choices. Again, with the Chariot card, the Chariot is about somebody who is kind of very focused on one thing. When I think about the Seven of Cups, I think about realizing that there is, potential for something good to come in, but it requires you to believe that there are possibilities out there, because I feel that a lot of times people grab anything that they can get because they really feel a sense of lack. There aren't that many good people out there. This person, they just kind of talk themselves into a relationship because there's a desperation connected to it. And the Seven of Cups indicates that you have plenty of options. And so don't sell yourself short so that you just take the first thing that comes along. When I compared it to the Chariot, I couldn't help but notice that they were both sevens. And sevens, relates to choice or a turning point. So I feel like there is a turning point for you during this time. You have 3 major arcana cards as well. So March may be kind of a game-changing time for you with your romantic life, Libra, and I hope you enjoyed your reading. I wish you all the best in March. Bye.